You explained yourself, you gave reasons, you gave proof, but the other person had already decided, and nothing you said could change that. In a stone monastery near a wide river, there lived a young monk named Vian. He was honest and he was careful in everything he did. He followed the community rules without ever needing to be asked, and he spent his days helping others, never expecting anything in return. One morning, the head monk stood before the entire assembly and praised Vian. He pointed to Vian's work as the exact standard for everyone else to follow. When someone is recognized for doing good, the room usually agrees. But public validation can quietly catch the ear of someone nursing their own frustrations. Tara was another monk in that same monastery. He had worked hard for many years. He gave the exact same effort, followed the exact same rules, but never received such praise. When the head monk's words echoed through the room, something inside Tara snapped shut. From that day forward, Tara began whispering to the other monks. He told them Vian's helpfulness was entirely fake. He insisted Vian only helped people to look good, and that the head monk was a fool for believing it. None of this was true, but when a person is consumed by their own perceived slights, they will build an entirely false reality about someone else and fiercely defend it as fact. When Vian heard the rumors, he went straight to Tara that very evening. He sat down, opened his heart, and clearly explained his real reasons for helping others. Tara sat there with a flat face, listened, and said he understood. Yet the very next morning, he repeated the exact same lies to the exact same monks. Vian was baffled. He lay awake at night, running through conversations in his head, convinced if he found the precise words, Tara would finally hear him. He poured all his energy into this single problem. He stopped eating full meals. He neglected his own daily practice. He became tired, empty, and small. He was trying to use logic and honesty to dismantle an emotional wall. Fighting to change a closed mind does not change the mind. It profoundly drains the vital energy of the person explaining. Exhausted, Vian went to the old master who sat by the garden stones. He confessed everything, explaining how hard he had tried, and begged the master to tell him the specific words that would finally make Tara understand. The master told him to come to the kitchen the next morning. When Vian arrived, the master stood at a wooden table. On it sat 2 clay pots. They were the exact same size, color, and shape. The master picked up a vessel of water and told Vian to watch. He poured the clear water into the first pot, filling it completely. Then the master moved to the second pot and poured again. The water hit the top, ran down the sides, and dropped to the floor. He poured more. The liquid ran off, leaving the inside completely dry. Stepping closer, Vaughn saw the difference. The second pot had a lid. It was sealed tight across the top. No opening, no gap. The master asked if the water was bad or the pouring wrong. Vaughn said no. When information fails to transfer, the fault isn't always with the quality of what is being poured. The problem is the absolute barrier receiving it. The master had Vaughn sit down. He pointed out that the lid wasn't placed there after the water arrived. It was already there before the first drop ever fell. The water never had a chance. This diagram illustrates a strict difference. On the left is a person who does not yet understand, and on the right is a person who has actively decided not to understand. An open mind receives. You might have to pour slowly, but the information goes in. A person who has decided not to understand is sealed. You can pour all day. You can change your angle. You can find better words. Nothing enters. The lid is the problem, and that lid is not yours to remove. Crucially, water does not become dirty just because one pot refused it. A truth does not become less true just because one person aggressively refuses to hear it. Vian's words had been clean. Tara's mind had been sealed. Wisdom requires separating your own truth from another person's capacity to receive it. Mixing them together was what had been making Vian so tired. Vian left the kitchen that morning and never spoke to Tara about the matter again. He abandoned his exhausting crusade. He went back to his meals, back to his practice, and back to the work he had left behind. Tara kept spreading his rumors. Some monks believed him, some didn't. But Van had stopped trying to pour into a sealed pot. He still had clean water, he still wanted to give it, but now he only gave his energy where it could actually be received. If this story reached you, share it with someone who is exhausting themselves right now. Someone who needs to preserve their emotional energy and stop trying to explain their truth to a person who has already decided not to hear it.